Welcome back to Down the Track. It's the end of day two, day three, however you want to take it, but let's take it as day two. New Zealand ending with 101 for two. They wrapped up India's innings early on, first session and a half to India all out for 217. I have with me Mr. Ashish. How are you doing?
I'm good, Muste. How are you, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you. Initial thoughts. Let's talk about the India batting first. 146 for three. I think they were in a very, very strong position. 250, 300 was on the cards. I honestly felt a score like 280, 300 would have been brilliant on this pitch, but 217 short of 250 also a bit. Your thoughts on the batting performance?
I think Rahane and Kohli, they adapted very well. But as we know, like seaming conditions and like the conditions were perfect for the New Zealand bowlers in the morning. So that's why Jameson was able to swing the ball either way, and that caused trouble for India. But overall, I still take that score because I was thinking like 225.
Because you're very positive.
I'm very positive about India winning this Christmas, man. So I think this is a good score because we have a decent bowling lineup. Like we are like faster than the New Zealand bowlers as well. And we showed in the New Zealand batting as well. They took like 50 overs to get over 100 runs. So we are bowling good, and there's a couple of play and misses. But like I would just say, our Indian bowlers are like a little bit unlucky because they're not getting those nicks back to the slips on the keeper.
Yeah, this is actually the slowest run rate in the UK over for a long time. I think the commentator was saying that. So they are playing a bit slow. But let's just talk about Kyle Jamieson. I think he's a tall bowler. You expect extra bounce, but he was very smart today. He pitched it up. He bowled according to the conditions. It showed that he just started his career, but he knows his game very well. It's not just about his height and bouncing people out. Yes, he bowled a few short balls, but he pitched it up today. He swung the ball beautifully. That ball to Virat Kohli was just brilliant. Your thoughts on him?
And the setup to Virat Kohli was good as well because he set it up for the outswinger and then he bowled one in. So that's a sign of a good bowler. Like they set you up, and Test match is all about like mental games, playing with the batsman. So kudos to Kyle Jamieson. Like he was bowling like on a different level today. Getting a Fifer in a World Test Championship like final, it's amazing.
So, and he's very accurate, right? Even yesterday we saw that he's very accurate.
Yeah, and he bowled on like persistent line length where we have to play the shots. And today we saw like with Bumrah and even Ishant, they were bowling a bit far away, and which allowed the batsman to leave the ball. But Jameson was persistent on one line length. It reminds me of Josh Hazelwood. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's a similar kind of bowler who hits the same length again and again, and you have to play him. And we saw what Hazelwood did to us in the first test when we got out on 36. So, and that's the same thing happened. It's a batting collapse. But give benefit to the conditions as well because it was perfect for the seam bowlers. But now we can see spinners coming to action. The first wicket taken by Ashwin. So Ashwin is a top-class bowler. So taking wickets everywhere, man.
Ideally, you would have liked 250, I think, right? 250 would have been a good score, ideally.
Yeah. When Rahane and Kohli were playing through, I thought 300 on the card. But when the wickets start falling, even when Jadeja was there, I still felt like, okay, we can get to 250 because we know Jadeja can hit a ball. But he got out on a very bad shot, and it was a poor delivery, not a special delivery. Even Rahane, I think he gave the wicket away, and Wagner, we know he's going to bowl body line, and there's a fielder for that kind of a shot. So as a vice captain of the team, I think you should have played it better. But he was positive. If he got that shot on target, it was 4 runs, and positive. That's the way Rahane plays. He plays attacking. So.
That was genius captaincy from Williamson because that fielder wasn't there. They got it out for that particular delivery, and like you said, that's a poor shot selection. He knows that the field has been placed over there. He shouldn't have gone for it. It is instinct, and that's why it's great captaincy at the end of it. But you're right. As a vice captain, as an international player, leader of your team, you need to be a bit more, aware of your shot selection. And he was batting really well, so it was very disappointing that he got out to a field placement like that.
Yeah, and like the wicket of Pant as well. I would talk about it because he was
I
chasing
was
the
just gonna come
ball.
to that. Yeah.
Why would you chase a ball which is like swinging outside, leaving you all the time, and you were not even able to reach the ball? So
So with Rishabh Pant, do you think that because like I mean he has 100 in England as well, right? But at the same time, in Australia it's more about bounce and stuff. He can play shots more, but in England, he'll have to focus more on his leaving the ball as well because if he's going to chase every ball, he's going to get the nick because there's the late swing which you don't get in Australia. If you notice the difference between the conditions, is that late swing and when the ball gets older in Australia, the swing actually does stop. So it's just bounce where that he has to tackle. Whereas in England, it's swinging even the 70th over. So you think Rishabh Pant needs to be a bit more careful in his shot selection?
I feel Rishabh Pant has to like play his shots. I'll give him the license to play the shots because today what he did, like he took like 22 deliveries to get off strike, and he scored the only boundary and got out on 4.
Do you
So
think that's because of the swing?
yeah, he went back to his shell. He was just like defending the ball.
Yeah.
For a guy like Pant, even I say Hardik Pandya, it's important to get off strike in the first 10 deliveries because these guys get into the groove once they start scoring like single doubles. But like credit to New Zealand bowlers, they kept him quiet for so long, and he went for the like a loose ball on the outside off because he wanted to score runs. They made they made him hungry for runs. So that's brilliant planning by New Zealand as well. But a guy like Pant should like look to score runs every ball he gets. Even if it's a first ball, just try to take a single because in Test match it's important to rotate strike. We failed to like mention that he played a like great glorious shot, he's looking good nick, but it's important how you rotate the strike and get those like 10-20 extra singles when there's like a set batsman on the other side, like same as Kohli did. He was taking those singles, he wanted to play his shots, but
Yeah.
he's cautious as well. So
It's that fine balance that you need to discover.
yeah.
And if you just talk about New Zealand's batting, I think fantastic. Conway is in brilliant form. Another 50, his third 50, his third innings and third 50. He's a run machine, batting beautifully. He'd be very, very pissed off with that shot he played. He'd be very disappointed just before stumps, playing that kind of shot and getting out. Like he just didn't look like he was going to get out. He played the seamers perfectly. He was playing the spinners well, and beautiful timing as well.
It's not always the good ball which gets you out. It's always the bad ball which gets you out. That's what I've come to know from this Test match. Conway was playing brilliantly. Like the guy has taken away the game from India because he played 150 balls and never looked like okay he's gonna give away he's leaving the crease or something. Because as compared to Latham, he was coming outside his crease for Ashwin because he knows he struggles against spin. But Conway was like rock solid. So. Like it was a very good catch by Shami as well. So Conway, like it's a fairy tale story going on for him because he moved to New Zealand and then you play your first game and then you get a double 100. Now you get like another 50 in the World Test Championship. It's amazing, and it's good. Like New Zealand recognizes such talent, and such talent is playing in at the level they belong.
Yeah, it's like he's very hardworking. You can see that, like he's towards not the end of his career, but he's not a young kid. Let's just say it like that. And to show that determination, come in, and I think he's very comfortable against the pace bowling, no issues. He handled swing well as well, and then we saw him against spin, very confident. I felt he rotated the strike well. His leg glances were really good through the offside, very confident. I think it was a wonderful innings. But yeah, like you said, the bad ball, he'd be very disappointed with that because he could have really taken the game away from India. If he just got 100 in this game, it would have been, and he was all set. It's a bit hard to get in. Once you get in on this pitch, then you can, I'm sure, of course, it's one ball, but at the same time, I think it would have been easier for him to bat on, especially tomorrow. 2 new batsmen at the crease. It's kind of dodgy for New Zealand over there. So he would be very disappointed with that. Latham as well provided good support. I think New Zealand, very good start. 100 for 2. Ideally, they would have been liked it 100 for 1, but I think very good start. They batted confidently. But I want to talk to you a bit more about the Indian seamers. Missing a bit of a swing bowler, I felt someone like a Bhuvneshwar Kumar, because we saw New Zealand they relied on Trent Bolt and Southee to produce that swing, whereas India really didn't have that. They had more seam, off the seam kind of bowlers, and whereas I think Shami can do it. Shami did cause a lot of problems. I think he bowled brilliantly, but Ishant and Bumrah weren't at their best.
I feel they should have opened with Bumrah and Shami because Shami can swing the ball both ways. But opening with Ishant, you understand because they're left-handers, and naturally Ishant take the ball away from the left-hander when he's coming around the wicket, and Bumrah were coming over the wicket does the same thing. So I think they had the plan to just like have a nick on the slips by bowling these two. But when we saw Shami coming in, and we saw like his seam position is amazing. He's better than anyone else in the world. And you see, like he can move the ball both ways. He got that edge which went over the third slip cordon. Like he was unlucky, but like Shami looks in a good form. Because we were debating like whether to keep Shami or Siraj, but Shami proves the point that
he looked the best bowler today.
Yeah, in big games, you have to go with experience, and he's proving why he's selected in the game.
You know, the funny thing, the commentators were so confused. Nasir Hussain, Ian Bishop, Simon Deol, even I think Dinesh Karthik, they were so confused because they're seeing Shami's stats in England, and they're the worst out of all the other bowlers, right? But he bowled really well in that series against England, and then again today he was bowling well, but those chances that you mentioned, they just missed. So they were confused whether he struggles in England or he's just very unlucky. It's very difficult, right? Because you still need to pick up wickets. Like you can't be so wicketless in England when everyone else is picking up wickets. Bumrah is picking up. Hardik Pandya picked up a Fifer in the last tour. Shami's not picking up anything. But then it's also a bit of luck. You saw today, like he was the best bowler, but no wickets in his column. Ishant Sharma took a wicket.
Yeah, numbers don't tell you the whole story behind. Yeah, that's the thing. So like Shami could have got like 2 or 3 today, but he was.
So it is, it's a bit of both. Like I'm sure there is things that he can improve on. Maybe pitch it because there were a couple of balls he did bowl short, so maybe he can improve on that. But I think there is a bit of luck there as well. He was very unlucky. I think today he could have picked up a couple of wickets.
Yeah, when both the batsmen have said you need a luck when they are like dig in the crease, you have to need some bit of luck, like a ball like Ishant Sharma bowled right now, like. So that kind of luck you need, or the batsman plays a false shot and you get a wicket.
Yeah,
that's a good sign. In India bowling is good. They are like, I think it's going to be a tight test match.
You look very confident that India will pull this off, but you know, New Zealand are only 100 runs away. What is it going to be the strategy? Would you like them to pitch it a bit more, like fuller? Maybe get like somebody like Shami just to bowl a spell where he just keeps bowling full. If he gets hit, he gets hit. But try to find that edge in the morning, because we saw Jameson. He got all his wickets on full deliveries, and he really beat the bat in the morning today. So tomorrow, would you like the Indian bowlers, even Bumrah, to just pitch it up? Because we've seen Bumrah do it in limited overs. He even in Test cricket. So would you like to see a change of length tomorrow?
Today, Indian bowlers bowl like a lot of length deliveries. I agree with you. But whenever they bowled full, the batsmen capitalized on it. They went for the drives. And so back of the mind of the bowler, it says like, if I'm able to contain and bowl a ball which misses the bat on a good length, it gives me more opportunity to create a chance rather than bowling full. So tomorrow, it also depends upon the condition. If it's an overcast condition, and if we get the play for tomorrow because it's going to rain, we should try bowl like a couple of overs of like 5 or 6 overs bowling full. And if we leak runs, then go back to the plan A, which is like bowling good length deliveries. And tomorrow, I think Ashwin and Jadeja will come into play, because we saw the ball is gripping and there's footmarks on the outside. So I think they both are going to be a deciding factor as well. If these guys come to pick wickets, New Zealand are into big trouble.
But I think in the 4th innings, if India do get a lead, they set a good target. Ashwin Jadeja definitely will get into play. But were you I was pleasantly surprised the way, like Ashwin, I didn't feel that he could get a wicket, but he picked up, because there's not much turn on offer there. But it's more about bowling through the air, changing his pace, and those traps. I think they missed a trick against Williamson. First ball, you saw that if there's a leg slip, he would have been out. So they need to be with Ashwin Jadeja. I feel that the field placement just needs to be a bit more different. Ashwin himself needs to tell Kohli where to keep the fielders, because I think if he bowls a more middle stump line to the likes of Taylor and Williamson, the leg slip will come into play. That's what we saw in Australia as well. So there's not much spin on offer right now, but I think with field placements and the way he varies his pace, it will be very crucial tomorrow.
Yeah, because Ashwin and Jadeja both are experienced players, and the thing is, once they bowl a couple of overs on a trot, they know what to do and which pace to bowl. And that's what we saw. Ashwin was bowling 90 plus in like the first 3 overs. And then he changed to 85 or 80, because that shows the cricketing mindset he has. He knows like he's going to get wickets on a slower ball rather than a quick one.
Yeah, he tossed it up and Latham went for it.
Yeah, so he's a master of this guy. He has all the stock deliveries. Like he can change his pace. Like so that's why he's number one bowler. Like for me, he's a number one bowler because in overseas, if someone is so successful, India is so successful is because of Ashwin. Because Ashwin takes wicket when the pacers are not getting the wickets. He'll provide you a wicket out of nowhere. And we have seen in the past as well in Australia series, he's taking up all the big wickets. And we talk about Steve Smith, we talk about other players. This is the guy who's performing and taking wickets again and again. And he did it today as well. He broke the partnership, which is most important.
100%. Predictions for tomorrow, if it doesn't rain, if we do have a decent amount of play, how do you see this panning out? How many runs do you think New Zealand will get? Don't give me your ultra positive India fan kind of thing, but honestly, what do you think? What do you think? Actually, give me that as well. Give me that as well. No problem.
India should bat tomorrow. Should be batting tomorrow in the third session, and if there's a lead, it should be like not more than 50. It shouldn't be more than 50. They need to pick up wickets tomorrow morning.
And you're confident that they will?
Yeah, they will. Because Ross Taylor, he was struggling. He was struggling right now as well. And Williamson is new in the crease. But if Williamson is like set, then you're looking at a lead which is 100 plus. Because that guy, once he gets going, he's going to play all along. He won't throw his wicket away.
You know, I was interested, very interested. Sorry to cut you off there, but your favorite commentator Akash Chopra was saying something very interesting. He said that there's more pressure on New Zealand. The reason why he said that was because they bowled first, right? And batting fourth on this pitch will be difficult, in his opinion. And if New Zealand don't get 100, 150 lead and bat India out of the game, then they'll have to bat fourth on this pitch. And then with Ashwin and Jadeja will definitely come into play. So he's saying that even at 100 for 2, the onus will be on New Zealand to score those runs and take that lead.
Yeah, if you can think like you're gonna get out them like tomorrow and they don't get the lead, but it's like it's gonna be Williamson the key wicket and Ross Taylor the key wicket, because even if you get these two guys out, then there's Watling like waiting in the curtains too, like, and
there's someone who's gonna be
there's a bit of batting as well. So like
there's more threatening. The most threatening batsman tomorrow for me is Jameson. I'm telling you, India has a problem with the tail.
That's a problem with India as well. They struggle with the tail-handers. So you never know. Like you might get 3 or 4 quick wickets tomorrow, and you see like a guy like Jameson playing all the way and scoring a 70 out of nowhere. So
100%.
India need to finish the game. For them, it's a decided day tomorrow. It's a swinging day. Like it can go anywhere. But if India is batting tomorrow under 50, then I think India has a very good chance to get a good lead. And even like 250 or 200 will be more than enough in the fourth innings, because pitch will play a part. I think pitch.
You're okay with New Zealand 250 all out? That's what you're trying to. That's what you're predicting, basically 250 all out, and then India. But then India has to score 300.
Yeah, but they can do it, because we see they can, even the openers like Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. Rohit Sharma got out to a ball which was chasing outside. Otherwise, he was looking rock solid. And even with Shubman Gill, we saw him playing those pull shots and hitting the practice pitches, not even in the air, just the practice pitches, and playing like fluently. So once these guys chip in, and we need a big innings from Chiteshwar Pujara. That guy has been silent, and if Yara stays there and everyone plays around him, India will be scoring 300 easily. But it's all about big match and big players coming in and playing their part.
Who's going to be New Zealand's top scorer in this innings?
In this innings, I don't want to say it, because I thought the top scorer, we got him out today. So
yeah, that's what I wanted to hear from you. That's what I wanted.
I don't want to say Kane Williamson, because if I say it and he scores, and you're like, oh, you're not on India's side.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear from you.
Top scorer out, everyone under 30. Yeah.
Everyone under 30. That's what I hear from you. And top wicket taker.
Top wicket taker. I want to go for Bumrah, because Bumrah, leader of the Indian attack, has to come.
But he was very disappointing today. Very disappointing. I think he's finding his line in length. It's been a while. I think also there's a difference. These Indian bowlers haven't played as much as New Zealand bowlers. I know there's a counter saying that they had good rest, and which is true. But these New Zealand bowlers, they know which line and length to bowl immediately, whereas India is still figuring it out, right? Like, should I pitch it up? Should I not pitch it up? You can already see that. It's not a big difference because India also were 100 for 3. These guys are 100 for 2. So it's only a 1 wicket difference, but you could tell a bit in the way Bumrah was bowling and Ishant Sharma was bowling.
And Bumrah, like, it's been a while he's performed at like test level, like he's taking wickets regularly, because we saw him in the IPL. He was on and off. One game he gives 10 runs and the next one he gets hit for 50. So I don't know, like Bumrah has to be our consistent bowler who picks up wickets, because we say he's the leader of our attack, right? We don't mention Shami or Ishant Sharma as leader. We say Bumrah is, because we know Bumrah has the pace battery to get those wickets and get that like awkward action to get the wickets. So I'm hoping Bumrah gets the wickets. Otherwise, like we have to see Shami getting his first Fifer tomorrow.
Hopefully he gets a bit of luck. He is bowling really well. It's going to be a great game again. I honestly, like, it looks like it's a boring game because of the start, but it's very good test cricket. Like, you just have to be very patient about it, but it's very good test cricket. And like you said, you're confident not just because you're you're looking at the conditions. There is something there. It's not going to be a flat wicket. There is something there, but you'll have to take your chances. India will have to take the chances, and they'll have to bowl well as well. It's not just throwing up the ball. They'll have to bowl pretty well.
And it's tougher on the New Zealand batsmen as well. If it's going on and off, they have to switch off and then switch on. That's what happened with the Latham's wicket. They got a break, and after the break, another over, he got out. It's difficult in a test match to keep the concentration at high level. You have to switch it off. But if you're doing it like more often, it's not easy for the batsman. So
I have one final question for you. You can think about it and answer it. It might be a tough one. It might be an easy one.
I know it's easy. I know what it is, so it's an easy one.
You don't know what it is.
Okay, then shoot.
Tell me after the question. Tell me if you think this is what I was going to ask you.
Okay.
So your favorite commentator is Akash Chopra, but your least favorite, Michael Vaughan. Do you think he'll be upset that Conway went to New Zealand instead of England, because a lot of South African batsmen go to England?
Did
you think I was going to ask you that? Because a lot of South Africans go to England, right? But this man, like Grant Elliott, decided to go to New Zealand. So, do you think Michael Vaughan is upset because England can do with a batsman up the order like that?
Michael Vaughan, he has to open his own agency for like South African batsmen who can play for him. He has to stand on the airport, like receive them and like say, "Oh, come play for England. We don't have a good opening batsman."
Yeah, because
England have struggled after like Alistair Cook, and like it's another story. Like England is a different story. They have their own policies. They rest their players on crucial games. I don't know what's going on.
But it's good banter. I'm enjoying it. It's good that everyone's watching this game. Any last thoughts?
I hope India wins because it's been a long journey, and especially the way we qualified that Australian series. Like it was an amazing journey. But till now, everything is going good. Like the bowlers are being like
not everything,
but the batting has failed us. Yeah, like batting has failed us, but like the bowlers are keeping it up, like up notch. So I'm still positive, but let's see what tomorrow holds for us.
Yeah, hopefully we'll keep you updated with the weather as well on our Instagram channels and stuff. Hopefully, the weather stays. We want to see good cricket. I'm sure you'll be hoping for rain if Williamson does get 100, but if he doesn't, then then you'd want to see good cricket. And it's just a 1 wicket difference. India were at the same score for 3 wickets. New Zealand for 2 wickets. So it's still game on. It's still not one-sided, but India will have to bowl better and they'll have to take their chances in the field. Whereas New Zealand, they're best 2 batsmen on the pitch right now, and they will have to make it count as well. It's not over for them. If they do get set and get 50s and 100s, then it's New Zealand's game. So I think day 3 is the moving day. So stay tuned for that. We'll catch you after that. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And anything you want to say? Anything else you want to add?
No. Just it's
nothing.
It's just tiring to get up at 6 and not see the game. So we round the sun out tomorrow, and so we wake up and we watch the game. That's it.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see a good game of cricket. I'll catch you after that. Thank you so much for joining me, and enjoy the rest of the test match.
You too. Take care, bro.
Thank you.